Hi everyone, hi and welcome to our New Zealand presentation tonight. So great to have you all on here. Lovely to have you with us. So tonight what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about our fabulous program and our products. And then we're also going to tell you guys a little bit about how we've all been able to create a life of freedom. So that we can really do what it is that we really love doing in our life. So for myself, I've been in the business so I'm actually Tanya, even though it says Katrina, I'm actually Tanya. I'm just borrowing her Zoom tonight. And I've actually been in the business for about 13 months and I love it. I jumped in because I was actually a customer, so I was quite sick. I had some pretty awful autoimmune things going on, and once I actually started the product, I loved it so much that I jumped into this business because to me it made complete sense. For me it meant that I was able to travel with my hubby, and I was also able to give more to my kids. It also meant that I was able to do something that I really loved doing, and that was to help people create the life that they want and to be well. So without further ado, I'm just going to pass you over to Ash, and she's going to tell us about our fabulous program and product. Thank you, Ash.
Hey guys. Okay, so can you guys hear me all okay? Cool. So basically when I first started this, my health was very depleted. I was working so many hours, 50 hours plus, and who knows, somebody either suffering financially, physically, mentally, or all of the above. I know I certainly did have those people in my life, and I was certainly suffering in so many of those areas. So when I came across this, as skeptical as I was, I really found it as a tool to not only heal myself and to help alleviate a lot of those sufferings, but I found it as a really cool tool to also spread that mission across everyone that I knew, to be able to heal other people, to be able to help so many of those conditions that so many of us face. So, we've got obesity on the rise, we've got cancer on the rise, we've got autoimmune conditions, mental illness, depression, anxiety, you name it. We've got so many of those conditions on the rise these days, and we really are getting sicker, not healthier. So I found this as a perfect tool to be able to help heal so many people across the globe, including myself. So at the time I was working so many hours, my health was depleted. I had so many different conditions and skin conditions going on. I broke out in cystic acne. I had so many different things going on in my health that I was really looking for something natural, something that was going to alleviate some of that suffering. And I find that when we're not nourishing ourselves, so many areas of our lives fall out of place. So this was a beautiful tool to allow us to nourish and to heal our mind, body and soul. So I'm going to explain our Soul Project is an online, based community. So it's an online based program where we've got things like meal guides, mindfulness guides, exercise guides, self-love tools. We've got gratitude and exercise journals and programs. We've got shred guides and shred programs to really help you with any accelerated weight loss that you need. We've got 8-week shred guides. We've got also meal plans, shopping lists, and kids wholesome guides as well. So it's really sustainable for the whole family. I find none of those diets really work. Depriving our bodies of something really doesn't work. We definitely do not do deprivation. We don't believe that's sustainable. We create a healthier culture within the whole family so that you're not eating alone, so that the whole family is eating together, and you're really bringing that healthiness back into the family. So we do have some cool testimonials. We do have some cool people that you'll hear from tonight as well. So basically, we do have all of those programs available, and we did actually come across something called Juice Plus. Now, it is a product that came into my life. As skeptical as I was a big foodie and a bit of an organic hippie. I do love everything to be coming from a food source. But what I didn't realize is how really depleted our food is. When you look at some of the food that we buy in our supermarkets, some of the food that we buy on shelves, it's been sitting there for months, sometimes at a time. It's been sitting in cold storage sheds. It's been shipped from God knows where. And most of it is gas ripened. So they picked way too early. As you can see, some of the green bananas on the shelves, they're picked way too early. And most of that nutrient that happens on the vine, most of that nutrition that happens on the vine, we're not seeing that. We're not seeing that anymore because it's picked way too early. So those last 2 weeks of vine ripening is one of the most important parts of our fruit and veg, and we aren't seeing that, which is why we are developing so many conditions, because we're so nutrient depleted and we aren't nourishing ourselves. We're so busy working these jobs. We're really not nourishing ourselves. So I found this as a beautiful tool, not to only sustain a better, healthier lifestyle, but to also create an income online. So we encourage you to listen on with an open heart and open mind. We are going to share some stories tonight about our business opportunity as well as our online program. So for Juice Plus, I'll just show you what they look like. I know they come in a canister. I was super skeptical when I saw something like this because I was not a product junkie. I didn't really like anything that came in a canister. I was, again, a whole food junkie, so I really did love everything to come from a whole food source. Now, when I turn over on the back, I was quite surprised when I looked on the back because I can actually see a whole food label on here. It's a TGA label, which reads as a whole food label rather than a science label that you can't understand any of the ingredients. On here, I'm looking at carrot, cabbage, kale, rice bran, broccoli, beetroot, tomato, garlic, parsley, spinach, all that good stuff that you may not be getting on a daily basis. Now, what they do to get it into the encapsulated form is they're vine ripened. They're picked at peak ripeness so that you're not getting any of that gas ripening. Picked at peak ripeness, then they're juiced, they're pulped, all the seeds, the skin, the stem, and every little part inside here is all juiced and pulped. Now, the sugar and water is removed in order to get it to that dehydrated powder form so that you're left with all of those beautiful phytochemicals and nutrients that really go to work on your cells. Now, what I love is these are is not a miracle pill. It's literally fruits and veggies in a capsule, but your body is doing the healing. So it goes to work in everyone's body differently. As you'll hear tonight, there's so many different stories on here of different healing stories, depending on where your body needs it the most. So if it's weight loss, if it's fat, if it's your immune system, if it's your skin, if it's your joints, your pain, your headaches, if it's any area of your health that is depleted, it will go to work on those cells. And it really is bioavailable to every single cell in your body. Unlike your synthetic vitamin pill that you may be taking, where those vitamin pills are synthetic, they've made in a lab, they're not really coming from a whole food source. This is bioavailable to your cells. So it's coming from a whole food source, the way nature really intended. And you're getting between 30 varieties of fruits and veggies between all of the fruits, veg and berry blends. So I absolutely love that they do make sense to me. Fruits and veggies make sense. All you need to do is Google the health benefits of fruits and veggies and you'll really understand how beautiful they are to our bodies and how much we aren't getting that on a daily basis. So as we mentioned before, we are so busy working these jobs, or busy mums. We have a busy lifestyle and we just don't get time to eat the variety that we really should. We usually stick to what we know and like, and we don't really venture out. So this is a beautiful way to increase your fruits and veg intake. And also, like attracts like. So once you're flooding your cells on a cellular level with all of these fruits and veggies, your body starts craving more. It's crazy. You see it in kids. We've got the largest health study, actually, our children's health study. So you see it in kids. They're going for more whole foods. They're going for more of the carrots, the cabbage, all of the things that are inside here. They're craving more of that. So it's really cool to see that it increases a healthier craveability of a lifestyle. Now, with that children's health study, because they are a company with heart, They do actually sponsor children for free. So if you have kids, or if you have kids in your family, they do these kids products here. They are the chewable form of the capsules. So exactly the same principle as the capsules. They're getting 17 varieties of whole fruits and veggies inside their body before they even start the day. They come in a little chewable form, and it is just mixed with a bit of tapioca starch to make it chewy, which means all of our products are completely vegan. There's no animal products in them. We do also have plant-based omegas as well. So our omegas are a great source because it skips the fish and it goes straight to what the fish feed on, which is the algae. So it's all plant-based, all vegan. There's no mercury or none of those nasty chemicals as well. And our body doesn't naturally produce omegas, so it's something that we do need to consume. So I absolutely love that the omegas are a complete plant-based option. And last but not least, my favourite is the shakes. Now, these can be used as a breakfast on the go. They come in chocolate and vanilla. It's a breakfast on the go or a beautiful healthy snack, or if you're craving chocolate, this is awesome. It actually tastes so much like chocolate. It's so delicious. And what I love is that you're getting beautiful ingredients in here that you wouldn't usually get. So you've got like organic sprout blends, pea protein, broccoli, alfalfa sprouts, radish, millet. You've got so many different things on here. They're all superfoods in here and all 100% plant-based. So it is really an awesome meal on the go for any mums that, or for anyone that's just lives a really busy lifestyle. It really does make sense. And what I do love is that it is sustainable for the whole family. So that's literally our program. We're going to hear from a few people with a few testimonials that have actually felt a few different things along their journey, along our Soul Project journey. So I'll pass you back to Tans, and yeah, thank you for listening.
Thanks, lovely. I love the way you do product. It's so nice. So hi, so I'll tell you a little bit about my story. So I actually had an interstitial cystitis. So I had chronic bladder pain every single day, and I had this for 4 years. And in that time also I ended up with adrenal fatigue and leaky gut. So I was actually quite unwell when I found this, when I fell upon this product. I'd been spending hundreds of dollars every month trying to heal myself because I decided that I was not going to have a chronic illness for the rest of my life and that I was actually going to heal it. So when this product came into my life, I was watching a friend who was really sick. I watched her get well. And so for me to go from having chronic bladder pain every day, hair that was falling out, feeling like I was an absolute zombie every single day, I had skin rashes, I had cold sores all the time, I had UTIs and thrush consistently. I was just, and I even had pain in my knuckles, joint pain, so I was a bit of a mess. And once I started on this product, I feel so much better now. After 2 months, the bladder pain was completely gone. In fact, after 2 weeks, the bladder pain was gone. In 2 months, my hair was growing back. My energy was amazing after 2 days, and I've had no more cold sores or any other infections ever since. So for me, it's been an absolute lifesaver, but also not just for me, but also for my family, because I've found, that even my husband and 2 of my kids are so much better on it as well. In fact, 4 of my kids. So that's pretty exciting for us. So there's just a little bit extra, and I would definitely be on these for life. There's no way that I'm ever not going to be on these. They've just really improved my health no end. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pass you over to the lovely Pauline, and she's going to tell us her beautiful product story. Thank you, sweetie. You're all ready to go.
Thanks, Tans. Hi everyone. So I was diagnosed 11 years ago with a disease called Sjogren's. So that's an autoimmune disease, but it's also arthritis, so rheumatoid arthritis. So when I got diagnosed with it, I started to break out in sores all over my mouth and around my face and down my legs and stuff like that. And when I went to the doctors, I was pretty much run down. When it came back that I had Sjogren's, I'd never ever heard about it in my life, but things started to change drastically for me. I was a early childcare teacher, so therefore my immune was way down. So I got sick all the time, and I wouldn't just get over it in a day or 2 days. It would just really throw me, and I would never actually really get over it. I would just have the energy to build back up. So I was tired all the time, and therefore came depression, sleepless nights. So constantly living in pain, but having to make myself get up and do what I had to do because I had to earn money. We had to have 2 incomes coming in, and it just got harder and harder. So I'd been to the doctors for these like sores. They've given me creams, they gave me, antibiotics, and I was just taking stuff all the time, and just nothing was going away. To the point that I just got so bad that I ended up being on a really high dose of antidepressants, and just kind of having to deal with pain medications just to get through the day. I got introduced to Juice Plus nearly 6 months ago now, and I actually did it by a job interview, but researched the product and realised that the product was going to benefit me health-wise, and I wanted to give it a go. I had nothing else to lose, and I just wanted to get off medication, doctor's meds and all that sort of crap that was just breaking me really. So I noticed within 3 days my changes. The first thing I noticed was the sores on the back of my legs and down my face were starting to disappear, and within 3 weeks they were just scars, and now I don't even have anything. There's no scarring on my legs whatsoever. Pain medication, so I started to, I used to come home and I could hardly walk. I used to have, my husband had to massage my ankles and my joints because I just was in so much pain, that I don't have any of that anymore. I take the premium and the omegas, and now for the last 3 months I've had no pain whatsoever. In fact, my specialist can't believe the results. I'm down to quarter of my antidepressants, so I've come off most of those, and I'm only actually on my pills that are for Sjogren's, which I will always be on. There's no coming off those, but I'm taking a quarter of my medication than I was 6 months ago. So I'm totally amazed with how it's affected me and what it's done for me and my family. So yeah, that's me, Tans.
Thank you, Pauline. I really, really do love your story. It's actually kind of feels like it's very similar to mine in the way that, you get told by your doctor that you have a chronic disease or disorder for the rest of your life, and you just have to manage it and get put on all this medication. And then, with the healing properties of fruits and veggies, it's incredible what your own body can actually do to heal itself. So
exactly. I can't say enough about the product, and I wish everybody could see what it does. And I know it works differently for everybody. So, just give it a go. Don't give up on it. It's going to work. There's no doubt about it. And it may work like it did for me in 3 days and see changes, and it might not for 4 months down the track. So, just keep going.
Great, thank you so much, honey. Okay, so we could talk about the product and how wonderful it is, like forever, because it is such a fantastic product, and we've had so many amazing results from it, from all sorts of things. I'm just thinking about my daughter, for example, who's 16, who was having major anxiety and panic attacks and cutting, and now her mood is completely different. She's more balanced now. She feels more positive. She's putting herself into those places that used to actually trigger her before, and feeling a lot better about it. So it's amazing what good nutrition will do for your body. But now we're actually going to just switch gears a little bit now, because behind this fabulous product is actually an amazing business. And I jumped into this business 4 days after I started on the product, because I had such incredible results in the product. And the business to me made absolute sense. For me, it was a way that I could create the life that I really wanted for my husband and my children and I. And I saw this as the only way that I was actually going to be able to pay off our mortgage, have our dream home, and actually have the retirement that we really, really wanted to have. And that included traveling. So after 4 months in this business, I was actually able to step away from a job, my full-time day job that I really didn't like and I really was not enjoying. And now I feel like I'm actually able to help more people in a more profound way. So, and that's what most of us are doing now, is that we actually feel like we're helping people a lot more than what we're able to do, while we're also creating the life that we really want. So that's really awesome. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to pass you over to Maxine, and she's going to just blow a few myths out of the water, and she's going to tell us a little bit about how this business works. So take it away, Maxine.
Hi everyone. I was quite skeptical about the business structure when I first started. And I had some preconceptions about direct marketing. But then when I decided to take a closer look, because Tanya introduced it to me, and I knew that Tanya was completely ethical and that she wouldn't be doing anything that wasn't completely ethical and above board. So I had a look at, I decided to compare a conventional business structure with Juice Plus, and this is kind of what it looked like. So before, in my previous working life, I was a nurse, registered nurse, so I would work in a corporation, a private hospital, or a hospital that looked pretty much like that. So basically I'd be down here, I was down here at the bottom with the other registered nurses. Basically, we had a very limited scope of what we could produce in terms of income, and but that was never really going to get any higher. So in order to increase our income, we would have to look at moving up through levels of management. You've got the CEO at the top. So in order to be eligible for the higher levels of management, I would have to do a lot of further training at my own expense, and also I would have to compete with a lot of other people in order to obtain one of these positions. So as we're going up higher, those positions are becoming more and more competitive and difficult to obtain. The other thing, as you are going up the levels, generally what happens, I mean, it always happens in a traditional business, is as you go higher up, you're losing your time freedom, you're losing your work-life balance, you're being expected to do more and more in the job. So by the time you're at CEO level, you're pretty much married to the job. So that was the way I saw that, that business structure. The other problem with this business structure, traditional business, is that it's quite exclusive even at the bottom level. There are a lot of people in our society, like mums or people with certain illnesses or disabilities, that can't even really get in at this level. So that's another thing that I don't like about it. So when I looked at Juice Plus, it looks more like this. And we do have the different levels of promotion. We have our pinnacle position, which is NMD, and we start down here, and anybody can come in at this level. So there's nobody being excluded. It's the perfect business for those people I talked about previously that may have things going on in their life that make it very difficult for them to engage in traditional business structures. So we have a level playing field down here. We also have the ability to move up through the organisation, and this is based purely on our own efforts. It's not competitive. We're not competing against other people. We're not finding that these positions are becoming less and less as we go higher. We can move up purely based on our own output. The other thing that I really love about this structure is, as we go up, our ability to advance in the company is based upon us supporting our team further down. So it's pretty much the opposite of the other business structure. It's non-competitive, it's very collaborative, and it's very supportive. So I love that about it as well. So that's that. So the other thing I was going to talk to you about is a question that people have when they come into the business. There are sort of two things that people are concerned about. One is they're concerned that they don't really have enough friends, they don't know enough people to really get a business like this going. And the second thing they worry about is, are they going to have to hound all of their friends and make themselves really unpopular and that kind of thing. So I get that. They were the two things that I really worried about when I came into the business as well. But what actually happens is you join the business, so that's you, and then you introduce, as I have done, I introduced a couple of my friends to the business, Shirley and Louise, and then they really liked the business and the product, so they got a couple of people to hop on as well, and so it goes on. A couple of people here, everybody just really basically finding a couple of friends that really like the business and the product as much as they do. And all of this is also the other thing about not having enough friends is, when I started the business, I had less than 100 friends on Facebook, very few. And now I have over 400 friends. So it's pretty much the opposite of what I expected to happen. Losing friends, the opposite was true. I've actually made a lot of friends. So hopefully that helps dispel a few myths.
Lovely, thank you, Maxine. Yeah, that was certainly something I was afraid of when I first started this business. I was like, God, do I have to be one of those people that like harass everybody? And like as soon as we walk in the room, everyone's like racing off the other way. After having concerns in the 90s with some of those dodgy network marketing businesses, it kind of put me off a little bit. And so, but actually, once I stepped into this, and I discovered that this community is actually a beautiful community of really compassionate and loving and supportive people that actually just want to help you. They just want to lift you up and really support you to achieve your goals and whatever it is that you really want to do. So absolutely, you're creating this incredible team of people that you would never have met if it wasn't for this amazing business. So for me, that's one of the most important things that I found about this business, was that there was that real love and connection, and definitely, like Maxine said, definitely not competitive at all. So that was fantastic. So I'm just going to tell you how we get paid, because don't we all want to know how we get paid? Because money is pretty important. I mean, we can love and love and love the business and what we're doing, but it's really good to be able to pay the bills at the end of the day as well. So, and then we can finish off hearing Ashley's wonderful story of all her travels. I love her story. So hopefully you guys can see all this. So, so Juice Plus has been around for over 27 years, which is a really long time. And in that time, their product has never once been recalled, which is fantastic. And also in that time, they have never paid for marketing or advertising at all. So what they do is they have, instead of paying for marketing or advertising, what they do is they put all their money into a pool. And instead of paying, they actually pay the customer. So they pay the customer when the customer shares their story. So basically what the customer is doing is referring what they are already taking. So they become a product of the product, they share their results with people, and so it's like they're referring the product to other people. So, you know, you wouldn't think twice about recommending a hairdresser or a restaurant or a hotel to your friends. Well, this is exactly the same thing. If you know that your friends aren't well, if you know that your friends could do with a few extra nutrients from the fruits and veggies, then you know that it's really helped you, then you're more likely to actually want to share it. And so the awesome thing is we get paid to do that. So, you know, how many companies actually do that for us? I have never been paid for that before. And there's actually 3 ways that we are being paid in this company. So the first way we get paid is retail profit. And so this just pretty much means that when we connect a customer to the Juice Plus business, so if we connect them and they become a customer, so they order a product, we actually get paid a certain percentage of that. And the great thing about this bit is something that I really love is, I don't know if any of you have been involved in anything, you know, years ago, in the 90s particularly, when in a lot of companies now, you have to actually have like a starter kit, or you have to spend a certain amount of money every month to be able to get paid. The good thing about us is that we actually don't have to do that. So we don't have to have a starter kit, we don't have to hold product, we don't have to deliver product. The company does everything for us. So they ship the product, they take the customer's order, they take the customer's money. We just put the order through in our online software, and then it's all done for us, which is great. So the second way that we get paid is we get paid a commission. So when Maxine was talking before about the different levels that we move up, so each level that we move up means that we get paid more commission. And when she talked about the team and how the team grows bigger, so the bigger your team grows, the more commission you get paid. And this is residual income. So this is that money when you're lying on the beach with your cocktail and your sunglasses, you know, on your tropical island, and you're still getting money going into your account. That's what residual income is. And that's exactly why, one of the reasons why I wanted to get into this business was because I knew that it was going to be a really good way for us to get, my husband and I, to be able to retire on. So it's that kind of money. The third way that we get paid is we get paid bonuses. So in bonuses, this is the fun money. And as you can imagine, as you move up in the business, you can actually get paid quite a lot of money for this. Don't have to worry about the acronyms or what they mean or anything. But when we start the business, we start out as a virtual franchisee. Within 10 days, we can actually move up to a direct virtual franchisee. And when we do that, we actually get a $100 bonus. So, you know, that's the company saying, hey, thanks very much. You got yourself a couple of customers. That's awesome. Thank you very much for that. And they give you some money. And then within your next month, you can actually move up to SDVF, and the company will give you a $400 bonus, which is really nice. It's a really nice amount of money to land in your bank account on top of all the rest. But what's really cool is because this business is actually a teaching business. So what we are doing is we are teaching the person under us to actually do the same as what we did to get to SDVF themselves. And when we do that, we also, so the teacher also gets a $400 bonus, which is really nice. Our next level is sales coordinator. And a sales coordinator gets a $600 bonus, and of course a $600 bonus for the teacher as well. And then it's senior sales coordinator, and they get a $1,200 bonus and a $1,200 bonus for the teacher. Next one is a QNMD, and this is a $1,500 bonus and a $1,500 bonus for the teacher. And the last one, which is actually our pinnacle position, our top pinnacle position, gets a $3,000 bonus. And by the time you've got to this stage, you're sitting at a six-figure income. So the teacher doesn't need a bonus at this point, because you can imagine how much higher the teacher would be when they actually get to NED. So that's how much is actually in this and how much you can actually make from this. And as Maxine said earlier, it's completely up to you what you want to do. Whether you want to make this an extra $200 to $500 job, an income a month, or whether you want to earn, $1,000, or whether you actually want to earn a six-figure income and make it your full-time gig. It really is up to you. For me, as soon as I jumped in, I decided that what I was going to do was going to make it my full-time gig, because it was just, for me, it was a career and it was for the rest of my life. So it was a no-brainer, really. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pass you over to Ash again, and Ash is going to tell us her lovely story, because she's a little bit of a traveller. So she's doing what I want to be doing all the time, even though I got to spend 9 weeks away on our honeymoon and still get paid, which is pretty cool. But Ash is doing it all the time. So I'll pass you on over to her.
Cool. Yes. So basically, I have been doing this for about a year. And before coming into this, I was just working my ass off. I was so sick of working so hard for bosses that didn't appreciate me, in toxic work environments. My number one passion was travel, and to be able to help and heal people. I have a massive passion for yoga, so I've always wanted to be a yoga instructor, but never have found the time or the money to be able to take the course. And I just found that I was just not doing the things that really were lighting me up. I was just working and just getting by and just surviving, working 40 to 50-hour weeks, sometimes more. And we just got rid of everything. We sold all of everything we own. We got rid of everything we owned and bought a one-way ticket to New Zealand, and ran out of money pretty quickly here, because money goes very quickly when you're traveling. And so we had to find some seasonal work, which wasn't fun, because again, we were working in very toxic work environments for hotels, tourism, minimum wage, swapping my time for a dollar figure, which I didn't agree with, because I was spending all of my time at this place that didn't serve me. And it just wasn't a good feeling to be spending all of that massive chunk of time in something that you're not enjoying, that's not nourishing you, that's not fueling your mind, that's not inspiring you, you're not waking up feeling inspired and excited for the day. So I found that a massive downer in so many areas of my life. I had a little bit of depression, anxiety, all of those little bits of things that had built up over time, because I was just uninspired. And so when I came across this, as skeptical as I was, I really did want to travel. We had a van, so the van that I'm in at the moment. So we had a van, and although we were working in seasonal jobs, I just, we really couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel to keep traveling and to do what we loved. So I found this a beautiful opportunity to be able to build this on the side. Initially, it was just a side thing. It was just, I'll just make a couple of hundred, and it'll just be a couple of hundred a month. But no, I didn't realize that this could be something far greater than that. And within 6 months of doing this, I was able to completely out-earn that full-time job that I was working at, and jump into our van and complete our travels through New Zealand. So we've been traveling New Zealand for about a year now, and I'm happy to say that I've just gotten back from 6 weeks in Indonesia to do my yoga instructor certificate. So I'm a certified yoga instructor, so I can now travel with that. It's something that I've always wanted to do, to be able to travel and heal other people, and to find that light within ourselves that we all deserve to feel, and that so many of us are just so uninspired, and this brought back inspiration. This gave me something to look forward to. It was 30 minutes a day. I would literally spend 30 minutes a day, like whether it was 10 minutes here and there on my bathroom run and on little breaks in my toilet breaks and things like that at work. It was those 30 minutes of spending in this that was my inspiration. It was the light at my end of my tunnel. It was me working on my dreams instead of going to work on someone else's dreams. So I found this a perfect way to build my own dreams, and it really has. It's inspired me. The support, the community, the positivity, the tools, the self-development, the leadership development. I was not a leader. I was not someone that anyone would really look up to back then. I was not very positive or inspirational, and I had so many areas of my life that were suffering. So I wasn't someone that I thought that could do something like this, but given the team, given the inspiration, the tools that we have in order to grow ourselves, in order to be the best versions of ourselves, it has allowed me to become a better version of myself and to allow other people to really feel that and ignite that within themselves. So this has really been such an awesome tool, and I'm so excited for where this takes me, because we now look at going to the Maldives to teach yoga. I really do want to retire my partner so that he doesn't have to keep finding work as well. And we've just got so many dreams to keep traveling for another couple of years and just see where life takes us. So it is really exciting. And if you do have any questions, I know I was skeptical. I sat on the fence for almost a year. I watched my friend on Facebook live the life of her dreams over in Bali. She lived in Bali for like 9 months with her kids, and I sat on the fence for a very long time because I thought it was one of those things, and I thought I'd have to be good at all these things and successful and positive and inspiring, but no, I definitely wasn't. So get your questions answered. This is a beautiful vehicle to transform so many people's lives in such an amazing way. So get your questions answered. Go back to the person who sent you this or invited you here tonight. And yeah, why not? Live a little, dream a little, and what have you got to lose? That was my definite answer. What have I got to lose? You know, there's so many areas of my life that we're suffering that right now. What have I got to lose? So if you're in that same boat, what have you got to lose? Then why not chuck it all in and give it a go? If it doesn't work out, cool, you've gained some friends and you've gained a bit of positivity. And if it does, you may be doing exactly what best serves you and what lights you up. So I'll pass you back to Tans.
Thanks, Haribam. It's so cute. I love your story. I would love to be traveling like Ash, but of course, you know, I have teenagers, so for us it's a little bit it's not as easy for us to be able to do that, but we certainly get lots of chances to travel around the world at different times and spend different amounts of times overseas, and it definitely is a lot easier to travel with this. You can actually work anywhere. So I currently work at home, and one of the draw cards, not just for traveling, but also the fact that I could be at home because I obviously have teenagers, but also I have pussycats, and I just wanted to hang out with my cats. But also I found that when I first started, I was actually working full time, and so I only had half an hour to maybe an hour some days after work, and so I just used to do that, like Ash was talking about. I did the same thing. So if I had half an hour's break, I would be putting it into my business, and it built it up enough so that I was able to leave after 4 months. So it really does work for everybody. You know, if you've got stolen moments, you can actually make this work. So yeah, whatever it is, whatever life that you want for yourself, you can totally create it with this. This is a vehicle to get you there. And you know, if you're like me and Ash and you know, most of the rest of us on here tonight, we actually love to be able to help people create the life that they really want. And for me, I feel passionate about that. I feel excited about that, knowing that I'm actually doing something that's really impacting people on a positive way. Whereas before I felt like I was just not impacting people positively. I was watching people die, and I wanted to help people live. So this made complete sense for me in that respect as well. So like Ash says, if you are sitting on the fence and you're thinking, oh, I'm not sure, I don't know if it's me, but you do have some questions, reach out and ask the person who invited you or that sent you this recording. And if it's not for you, that's totally fine too, but you might know someone that it could help. And so just, let them know, pass them on to the person who invited you here tonight. So thank you so much all for coming, and have a lovely evening.